Third meeting of the Architectural Review Board, which will now come to order. Ms. Doyle, the ARB attorney, will you read the legal regulations for our hybrid board meeting?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Good morning. In accordance with the Town Board's adoption of Local Law Number 14 of 2022, the board's meetings are being held both in person here at Town Hall and via video conference through Zoom webinar. The link to participate in this meeting via Zoom can be found on the town's website at the Town Clerk's Agendas and Meetings portal. You can also watch the live stream video and submit written comments through the town website. For anyone attending via Zoom, if you wish to speak during the meeting, then please click the raise hand icon so our moderator can grant you access in order to participate in the meeting. If you are here in person, when your application is called, you can come up to the table here. There are microphones. Just if you have plans, just try not to put them on top of the microphone because it makes a really loud sound. And then as a reminder, please state your name and hamlet of residence for the record. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Ms. Doyle. Now we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Rump, the Vice Chair, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Certainly, Mr. Chairman. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Rump.
You're welcome, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Now, Mr. Jankowski, the board secretary, would you please call the roll and let us know if we have a quorum?
Mr. Burke? Yeah. Mr. Rumpf?
Yes.
Mr. Charrier?
Here.
And myself, so we do have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Okay, did the board members that were present review the minutes of the April 18th, 2023 meeting? And were there any errors or omissions?
I saw none, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. None. Yeah, if there are none, do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve the minutes of the April 18th, 2023 meeting. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. That was carried then. Any old business to come before the board?
I have none.
None. Fine. Then we can start with the agenda, which is the published agenda. The first is a sign application, and it is the Lobster Roll at 32 Montauk Highway in Watermill. Is the applicant present? Okay, fine, and you can come on up. And do we have the drawings,
Yes.
the digital drawings available? Okay. Mr. Rump is the lead on this application. Would you give the board your comments or decision on this?
Well, it's the first I've seen it, so
Okay.
Give me this. Then there's-
is there a site plan, or is it going on the building or on the?
No, it's on the highway. It's
Okay.
an existing sign, we're changing the insert.
The what?
The insert, in other words, it's a plastic insert, that graphic there.
Oh, the lunch and
Yeah.
lobster roll,
In
that's
other words,
it?
right now, it was approved for it said lunch and a starburst.
Okay,
But the owner who's actually
Yeah,
here.
hi, I'm Andrea.
okay, Andrea.
You know, felt that the logo, nobody knows what that really meant.
Can you guys sit?
Yeah, just sit down at the table.
The
Right here.
microphones,
Right here.
Yeah,
yeah.
just-
Can you state your name for the record?
Sure, I'm
please?
sorry. I'm Russell
Right.
Blue, I'm an architect, I live in Watermill, New York.
Andrea Anthony, I am one of the partners.
Great.
So what happened was when we originally applied, we were approved for a starburst, where I don't know why we ever did that. Because the problem is, many people do not associate us with our restaurant out east. And the question was, oh, are these the same people? And we realized, and many of our customers are locals, we have a really good neighborhood trade, and they didn't realize we were the same restaurant. And, as you know, that place is a challenge. It's a big restaurant. The winters were just torture. And, in addition to just trying to get people in the door, we realized that nowhere on that sign was there a logo indicating that we were one and the same of the other restaurant. So basically, I didn't realize, when we took the building, we rented, we didn't make any changes to the size or structure. We stayed within the parameters of the sign. And, it was still red, white, and blue, just sort of our company colors. But when we realized, it wasn't really working for us, we had the logo put on. But again, I didn't realize that we would have to go back through architectural review because nothing was changed in terms of the colors and the sizing and the structure. But, here we are today.
So is
that
that-
was the
This
reason.
was,
That's
this was
the
2
original?
signs ago.
Okay,
In other words, there was a Starburst with the same colors that just said lunch.
right,
And I don't know if I have a picture of
But
it.
I have
that's-
a picture on my phone.
okay.
This was
Yeah.
the previous owner of the previous tenant, I should say.
Part of the issue we have
You remember.
is the code, as the code addressed, doesn't allow for logos. Okay? The sign code that the town board approved is not for advertising per se, it's to identify place.
Well, it's also our sign on the building in Amagansett.
I understand, but our code doesn't allow logos.
So if we didn't call it a logo?
Well, part of the issue is there's a lot going on with the sign, and from our standpoint, I mean, the seagulls and the flag,
Yeah.
and then, I don't know, what does the building department say about the homemade pies and the catering
Well,
and all of that kind
that
of
came
stuff?
down,
Right.
and it was the building department came in, I took them down, but I'll be very honest with you. We were, if you drive up and down Montauk Highway, and I mentioned this to the person I spoke with, I said, absolutely, if that's the code, it comes down.
Right,
But everybody on the highway has, I think we're the only business, doesn't have an A-frame sign. So I honestly, I felt a little singled out by that because it doesn't seem that that code is carried through on all the other businesses.
well, the problem is they have no staff to do it. And that's where the town board runs into issues when they create a law that they can't administer.
This is what we really had in mind. I mean, not all the busyness that's going on.
That, to me, and I think, is the seagulls and the flag necessary?
Well, kind of feel like the American flag is something we wanted to do, but it's not absolutely necessary. The seagulls, we can wipe those out I just had them put in there because it was all this white space.
Mhm.
It seemed more aesthetically pleasing. But if you had a problem with that, we can certainly take down the flag, the seagulls, and those signs are already gone. They're not on the
Right.
property.
I like the fact that you have the 32 there because our emergency
Right.
response people want it and they can see it, which is good. We usually like to have it higher, but I think that's fine.
Well, we can always, well, actually, I don't know. what
No,
to do, but-
I think if that's something,
This thing? Yeah.
yeah, just let's pass that around.
Well, the 32 is there now.
Right,
This was the idea when we,
right.
Yeah.
I'll tell you an interesting conversation, though. Jay Schneiderman comes in, and we were talking, this is before the sign. And when we first took the property, he was saying, why didn't you do the sign on the roof? Just like the other
Yeah,
place.
yeah.
And I said, I don't know, we never thought, we didn't think we'd be able
Well,
to.
we have to adhere to, if you don't mind me
Yeah.
cutting in.
No, sure.
Yeah, we have to adhere to the town code,
Right,
as the lead from the area
right,
had mentioned.
right.
And sometimes, even some of the town council members aren't aware of the specifics
Right.
of the sign code.
Well, we never did
Yeah.
put it on the roof, but,
Right.
my point is, it does, I think it's a nice sign, I think it stays within the color frame that we
So
were trying to do.
My
It's certainly
question
nicer
is
than
if
the
we take
cluster.
the birds off,
Yeah,
Well,
what if we take the
Do you
flag
mind
and the
me
birds?
offering a suggestion on this? I think you've got windows near the entry.
Mhm,
You've got quite large windows.
right,
Why can't you put that in the window?
because you can't really see it from the road.
Why
Yeah.
not?
Well, I mean, when people are driving by, it's really represents, the road sign represents the business. And it's the name of the business, is the lobster roll. Lunch Lobster Roll is actually the name of the business. That's what the trademark is in, that's the name of the restaurant.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's the name of the restaurant,
I
Lunch
don't,
Lobster.
I don't
No,
have a problem with the name.
Yeah.
So
but I
what,
think
what
that
is the
the
problem with
chairman-
the sign?
Well, the problem to me is the flag and the.
Well,
seals.
we could take the birds and the flag away.
Then you're fine. And you're
Okay.
gonna, are you gonna take the lunch and dinner 5 days a week, or
Well,
is
that's
that?
already gone, because once again,
Okay.
I didn't realize that was a separate
All right,
permit, so, you know,
Right.
we're just trying to make it there. you
right,
know?
no, I
It's a
fully
tough, you
understand.
know, It's a tough market out here.
What the
So-
chairman is trying to say is that you can use your windows and cover them up to 25%
Mhm.
as per the code.
Right,
So maybe there's an opportunity to do something there, and with that, so, you know, and Russell's creative enough to figure that out, so
thanks.
that would be my suggestion.
Well, but are you gonna let us keep the sign?
Yes,
Yeah.
Oh.
but
Okay.
we can't not let you keep the sign, it's
Well, I
just
mean,
that we'd like to
alter
have,
it to be approved. That's
Right.
what- That's what I mean.
Right.
So if we take the birds off and the flag,
Yeah. and resubmit the drawing to the
Yeah.
building department, I'll sign off on it as soon as you submit it.
okay.
All right?
Well, let's.
Well, you gotta go to the board
We have to
first.
go through the rest of the whole
Yeah,
board.
no, I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Mr. Burke, comments?
No, I would agree with that. I think it's also the zoning district that we're in here. We have car dealerships next door, so I have no problem with the submission as is, but I would vote with the removal of the flag and the seagulls.
Okay. Mr. Chinkowski, comments?
Yeah, unfortunately, that's just where you are and where it is. I mean, obviously, I'm patriotic and love the flag, but
Yeah.
put a flag pole up, that's what I did at my
Yeah.
stores.
mhm,
But, yeah, the birds and the flag have to come off.
yeah.
Other than that, like lunch lobster roll, that's the name of your business.
Right,
Right.
So I don't think we have any issues
Okay.
with that at all. And the fact that you have the number, that's also for our first responders, so.
now what about the lunch and dinner sign, do you also?
That has to come
Okay, it's
down.
already down, but,
Perfect.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's because it's location. So that's what the name of your business, Lunch Lobster Roll, that's what that is. We're not allowed to advertise on our signs.
Mhm.
That's the way it's written in the code.
mhm,
It's just supposed to be for place. So then that's why you put signs in the window,
gotcha,
and then your pies, things like that.
yep,
Okay. Mr. Tagliavia?
No further comments.
Okay, all right. My comments are, I believe in having the American flag, and I believe in having a flag pole instead of on the sign,
yeah,
which most businesses, I believe, do now.
now do you have to go for permits for flagpole as well?
I am not sure. You have to
Probably.
discuss with the building department.
Okay.
But-
I'll find out before.
The only thing is, if you're gonna leave the flag up at night, I believe it has to be lit.
Yeah,
And-
and
and
they
that's
make them,
downlit.
you
Yeah.
downlight them.
Right.
So
Easy.
that's the only,
Yeah,
I mean, we have to come
Condition
back here
on
for
that.
that, right?
but realize, I
No.
know this, probably in East Hampton, it would get approved. This is Southampton, so it's different, you
yeah,
know?
I know.
Uh,
Right.
And I'm agreeing with the vice chair on this. So, all right.
So how do we leave this now? I
Okay.
resubmit?
Yeah,
Are we
you'll-
approving it subject to? I mean.
Well, we're going to make a motion,
We'll
and then
make a
you'll hear the
motion.
motion.
Yep.
Okay, do I hear a motion on this application?
I'll make the motion that the sign be revised and resubmitted, and then, once it's in the building department, and they can call me and I can come sign off on it, and they can be on their way.
Okay, do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
Right, thank you. Motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that's it. And then you don't have to come, you just
Okay,
have
so
to.
as long as it's what we said,
Yeah,
Right.
it's-
Okay.
that's all we need.
Thank you
And
very
it's,
much.
it's
So
on
you
the
don't have to come
record
back.
and video,
thanks. I mean, I like
So-
that.
so.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Right.
Jim.
Appreciate it.
Yep,
Right.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next on the agenda is 35 Montauk Highway Properties, excuse me, LLC, at 35 Montauk Highway in Watermill.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
Yeah, just
switch
move
this,
that to
if
the
that's
side.
okay. I'm Tara Hakimi. I'm here on behalf of the applicant. My office is in Southampton Village. I'm going to pass out, if okay, what I submitted to Kerry. I need copies for you guys.
Okay, and these were submitted digitally?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Oh, great, thanks.
Thank you.
So I'm sure everyone's familiar with the property, 35 Montauk Highway. It's the BMW property. There are currently two-story structures on the property. There's an auto showroom, service shop, and offices on the first floor. I'm just going to give you guys an overview of the property. And there are offices on the second floor. There is a roofed overhang carport on the east side of the structure. If you take a look at the plans, I note it on my plan here also, you see? So this is the carport that we're discussing today, okay? It's already in existence, it's roofed, and it's about 2,165 square feet. And we have already been before the zoning board. We've gotten approved to enclose that carport in order for BMW to make it a showroom to show cars. We are within more than halfway through our planning application for site plan approval. And I'm before you to seek approval of the signage, the renderings, the exterior, the ceiling plan, lighting plan.
Okay, I'm just going to stop.
Tara,
Go ahead.
I have to recuse myself.
You do,
Yes.
because you're the lead on this.
Right, but I have to recuse myself because of my relationship with the owner.
Right, okay,
All right?
Okay.
all right, thank you. Well, we still have a quorum on
Okay.
this.
That's why I'm glad Michael came.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm quite familiar with the property, too,
Okay.
so.
Do you want me to
I'll-
continue, or do you want to ask
what?
me some questions? Do you want me to continue, or you want to ask me some questions? And
Okay,
just for the board to know, Mr. Jay Decker is here also, from
Right.
BMW, in case you guys have questions.
okay, I just wanted to make one comment.
Sure.
The signage has to be submitted to us separately,
Okay,
okay? Just, even though you're going to planning,
yeah,
doesn't, it has to be
okay.
submitted to the ARB separately.
Okay.
And do you have, and we usually handle it as a separate application.
The signage, I
The
wasn't
sign.
told, nobody told me that.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, a lot
That's
of
fine.
times
I mean, I
they
can submit
don't.
it, I can
Yeah.
submit it to Kerry, that's,
Yeah, because, yeah, when you submit it to Ms. Meyer, then we get it, and it needs to be digital also.
okay,
Because the public needs to see it.
sure. Just
Okay,
so that I
fine.
understand, Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
this is not adequate. You want an actual, the sign blown up?
Well, we would like that, plus it blown up with the
Okay.
sizes and everything
Okay,
like
because this
that.
I did submit to her, to Kerry. She does
Right.
have this.
Right,
But
so,
you also want this blown up?
correct,
Okay.
with the dimensions on it
Okay.
and things like,
Okay.
you know, that. And is it, what is the lighting gonna be on
I
it?
submitted a light, oh, on the sign, you're saying?
On the sign,
Okay.
not the building, but the
Okay.
sign.
So dimensions of the sign, just so I'm gonna make some notes for
Okay.
myself. Dimensions of sign, lighting of sign.
Right.
How it's
What?
mounted.
What?
And how it's mounted.
Yeah, how it's mounted, thank you. And the materials.
Sign is mounted.
And importantly, how is it going to be lit at night?
Lit at night, lighting at night, okay.
Should also incorporate any colors if there's going to be more than
Yeah.
one color.
Thank you, I forgot colors.
Yeah, other than the actual logo, I don't think there's any other color, but I'll, yeah,
Yeah, we need
colors.
the color
Sure.
and the color of the logo,
Colors of sign.
yeah. And we require this of anyone,
Okay.
so.
And so just so I understand, can I submit this digitally? Then do you require me to come before the board one more time? Or
I
is
don't,
this adequate?
I think that if it's only that one sign,
Yeah.
it'll be adequate.
Okay.
I think,
Okay.
unless anybody objects on the board.
Meaning we'll discuss it right now, and then are we gonna say that if this happens,
Then-
then the lead can sign
Then
off?
I can, yeah, if this
I have no
case,
problem with that,
then I'll
just to keep them
sign
from
off
trying to
on
come
it.
back? Okay.
Yeah, because, yeah, I don't want running around coming back.
Yeah, no,
There's
that's,
no
it's
reason to-
appreciated. I mean, everybody has the colorful rendering in their packet. I will definitely blow up and provide the details
Right.
of the sign itself, so that the board has all the information.
I mean, we can turn this around. As soon as you get it to
Yeah.
us, we can turn it
That's
around
not,
right away.
that's not a problem, I'll get you everything you need.
And send it digitally to Ms. Meyer,
Mhm.
and then I'll get it digitally, and I can send it to the rest of the
Okay.
board. And we can do it that way, and then I'll sign off on it.
Okay, very good.
Okay, yeah, would you continue with your presentation then?
Sure, sure. So like I said, the carport is on the easterly part of the property, it's already there. So
Yes.
all we're looking to do is essentially enclose it. Not only is there a rendering, a colorful rendering for everybody to see, there are plans and elevation as well as a lighting plan and a ceiling plan. So you're able to see what's being proposed.
Right.
The siding, the roofing, and the firewalls are all gonna be what's existing. Currently, it's not changing. And I think the lighting plan is pretty self-explanatory. The landscaping is not changing as well either. Carrie had asked me that, and I told her. It's
Right.
all remaining the same.
Okay. All right, yeah, I reviewed this because you sent it ahead of time.
Yeah, I did.
And I have no problem with it. I think it's going to enhance the building, actually, more than it is now. And it's not that it's not a nice-looking building now, but I think this will improve it. So I'm for it.
Thank
Okay.
you. And the whole front of the building and the sides, if everybody sees, it's mostly window. For
Right.
sure. So it is pretty appealing with the lighting and everything.
Okay, yeah, and I looked at the lighting plan. It's mainly down lighting, and it's not going to be glaring, I don't believe.
I don't believe either.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Because most BMW and Mercedes and Range Rover Jaguars are all, low lighted, so that's good.
And this building's flat, it doesn't have the big overhang like it has at the Audi building.
Right.
You don't have all that extra glass up top, it's just the bottom.
Right, so, okay, Mr. Jankowski, comments?
No issues. And as far as the sign goes,
I was going to handle that right
separate?
after.
Oh,
Yeah,
all right.
separate.
I thought we
'cause-
would just discuss it. I don't have any issues. I think it looks fine.
Thank you.
Mr. Tagliavia?
No, I have no issues.
Okay, Mr. Burke?
No issues. I'm just
Yeah.
curious why they made you go to the zoning board. What was the relief on that?
So because the structure is
Yeah.
over 15,000 square feet
That's
and it's
why.
commercial,
Right.
we're required to get zoning relief.
Yeah, because normally, it wouldn't, you're absolutely correct. in that.
Otherwise, yeah, we'd just be really before planning an
You-
ARB, right?
Right.
Not
No,
before
but-
zoning, or not even before planning.
No, you just come to us.
Just come to you guys, yeah.
Yeah, because you've already got
It's
these,
there.
yeah, you're not
Yeah.
putting in a structure, it's an overhang, and
Yeah.
that's it.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank
all
you.
right, now we'll address the sign. Okay, do you happen to know the materials of the sign? Or,
The bottom has a big, long oval made out of aluminum, I guess. It's basically replacing the sign that was there.
right,
The mini Southampton sign is just gonna say BMW Southampton, so it's just a big, long plastic sign. It's only lit
What?
from the
Like
bottom.
aluminum and mylar,
yeah.
internally lit.
Aluminum mylar, is it internally lit or
Yes, yeah, so there's
external?
No shining lights or anything,
Right.
it's just
Right,
very, very light from the bottom. You can see the bottom underneath the BMW Southampton where it looks a little silvery.
right.
That's just a round bar that it's mounted on.
I don't know if you want me to
Lights-
pass
lights
that around,
come
it's
up.
bigger, and you can see it better, maybe?
Yeah, a
There's
little
like
bit,
a
there's the
aluminum
bar.
bar.
I
at the
know.
bottom.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, okay.
It's very
Mr. Burke?
light. It's not bright at all.
Okay. All right, yeah, and the color is, BMW is black?
I think it's silverish.
Okay, because it appears black in
Yeah,
this.
yeah, I don't think it's black.
Maybe a metallic, maybe a dark.
I mean, the BMW, the Rondell has some black in it, but the letters themselves, I think, are like a dark gray or a silverish color.
Okay,
I'll get more detail, though.
right,
More
okay.
specifics for you.
Fine,
all.
okay. And that's the standard BMW blue, so,
Yeah.
all right. Okay, I don't have any problem with it as is, but
Okay.
we'll see what the rest of the board. Mr. Jankowski?
Jay, are you doing pin letters or is it just a plastic cover?
It's just a solid piece of plastic, yeah.
Is that,
Yeah.
all right, so they're not pinned, okay.
No. Yeah,
No, I mean, I don't have any issues with the sign.
Okay, Mr.
You
Burke?
drive by the BMW showroom now, the sign is on the front.
It's the same, you're just changing the insert?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Burke, comments?
No, I don't have any issues either, but I do think that, like, maybe there's an exception in the code and I'm missing. This is across the street from the last application in which board members raised issue with logos, and but I didn't have issues with the last sign, and I don't have issues with this sign.
Okay. All right, Mr. Jankowski?
Or, no, that's Mr.
I mean, no, you've already done, Mr. Tagliavia?
I have the same comment as Joe, where
Yeah.
we've pushed back on a lot of logos, but I don't know if there's an exception here. And also, is it just the BMW of Southampton or also the service sign that you're applying for?
Well, that's existing, isn't it?
No, the service sign, I believe, is there
Okay,
already.
so that's gonna
That's
remain. as-
existing. Okay, I'll try and explain it a little. Regarding the difference between this logo and another,
Mhm.
on its highway business, which comes under a little bit lesser of a critique
Mhm.
on the sign code, where understated logos are allowed in highway business if it's part of the name of the company. Like you've got Lexus of Southampton, you've got
Audi.
Audi,
Porsche.
yeah, and you've got BMW. The problem I think Mr. Rump had, and I had, was this was more of a drawing and not really their logo.
Mhm.
Because I've been by Lobster Roll, the original business, and that's a drawing of their roof.
Mhm.
And I think that's the problem he was having with it. And we didn't actually clarify it. I mean, I knew what's in the code, because both of us had worked on the sign code, so.
Yeah, I agree.
But we
It's
let
just-
them keep the roof
Right.
on it.
Yeah, I
We just
agree.
took
We
away
let
the-
them.
I would just wait to be, it was highway business, this zoning for both applications, so I just want to be sure that we're consistent.
Right. Well, see, the thing is, that's why the flag or the,
Yeah, maybe the flag, right, we don't have to go back to the prior application.
right, but,
No, yeah.
No,
I
that-
see what you're
that's-
saying, absolutely.
yeah. I mean, I still think this.
It's muted.
It's, what?
It's muted.
It's muted, but it's too busy for my taste, but, you know,
All good.
I'm not gonna hold it up just on that alone.
I agree.
And I would prefer it even be with Lobster Roll, having it in the window, you know, if they want that drawing. Because the next thing that's gonna happen is the problem we had in one of the other areas is they start putting caricatures all over.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and so that's the problem with
Yeah, I
it.
have no issue with it, just
Okay.
wanted to clarify the code.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, fine. Well, a transmittal letter will be going to the planning board on this. And as soon as you submit this, then with the sign application, and you see Miss Riley in the building department, she's the sign inspector. She'll give you the application, you fill it out, get it, and then I'll review it and then sign off on it.
Okay.
Okay, and that's it. The transmittal letter will be sent to the building department on this.
And they can move forward with,
Right, exactly.
perfect.
And Ms. Meyer will be taking care of that transmittal letter
Okay,
going.
very good.
Okay,
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, no, that's, yeah, thank you.
Okay, CVS Hampton Bays is postponed because they did not get the drawings in time.
Okay.
The Sisters of St. Joseph, yeah, you want to come up?
Should we get Tim back?
Carrie,
in?
maybe you can
Yeah,
grab Tim.
oh yeah, we've got to get Tim back in.
Thank you.
Okay, this is a site plan review and administrative review Even though it's a site plan, we have to vote on this,
Okay.
so,
I'm out of the penalty box.
yeah,
That's what the town attorney said. Oh, you're in the penalty box.
yeah.
He's not too happy about the Rangers losing, I guess.
Yeah, right.
I don't have anything
There's two
digital
of us.
for this
Yeah.
one.
Okay, would you,
Sean Leonard,
Yeah.
architect for the project, 320 Hampton Road, Southampton. So the Sisters of St. Joseph's, which are located on Lynn Avenue in Hampton Bays, their property, is proposing to build a detached garage on the premise, just a gambrel that they want to have for some storage there. The garage is about 840 feet off of Lynn Avenue and about 216 feet off of the bluff,
right,
the bank there. So it's not in a position that could be seen from
okay. What are the materials?
anywhere. It'll be a shingle style structure.
And colors?
The colors, everything on the property right now is painted white, so the building would just be painted white to match.
Painted white, I figured.
So,
Okay.
and it would just be an asphalt shingle roof.
Okay,
It'd be a gray in color.
yeah, the lead for this area is not available, but I'm familiar with the area and the property. And I see no problem with it from the neighbors or from the street. It's not going to be seen, actually.
No.
And
only
you're
birds.
far enough off the bluff, too, so,
Right.
yeah, okay, fine. I mean, I have no difficulty with it. Mr. Rump, comments?
I have no issues, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Mr. Burke?
No issues.
Okay, Mr. Jankowski?
No issues.
Okay, Mr. Tagliavia?
No issues.
Okay, that's it. This we do have to vote on because it's administrative. So do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion as submitted.
Okay, and do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve as submitted. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. That's-
Thank you.
it's-
Coming in.
It's
Appreciate your time.
approved.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Right, and the planner needs to send us a form for this.
Okay.
Whoever,
Anthony,
Anthony needs to send us a form and we sign off on it.
I'll let him know.
Yeah,
Thank you.
right, we can do
Thanks.
it, if you stop in the building department now, or planning, and see him, if he can get it to us, I can do it right after the meeting.
I'll let him know.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good day.
Right, you too. Okay, next is, we have a substantial residential, 113 Julie Pond, and you're going into
Yeah,
the
I'm
penalty box.
Going into the penalty box again.
Yeah.
Too many people.
Yeah. Okay.
That's funny.
Okay, is the applicant present online, or,
Yes.
okay, thank you.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Chairman?
Yes, 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah, you can start your video.
Okay,
Hello, good morning, board. Will, Mayor Architect, I practice out of 67 Hampton Road in Southampton, New York. I'm here for the applicant to discuss our proposed new residence, 113 Jewel Pond. I did submit a presentation. I could share my screen if it's easier to walk you through.
That'd be great.
So here's my screen share. Let me just walk back a little bit of history of the project. There was an existing house on the lot. Here's a sort of aerial view of the property. This house has been demolished since. In developing the lot, we decided to sort of flip the property. The house is now going to be located in this area, sort of opposite the void between these two houses. My understanding is this person owns this house and won't be developed, and we put the tennis court on this side of the property. We do have a survey. We're in an 8E flood zone, so the house does not have a basement. The first floor is at an elevation where the crawl space below drains onto this side. With that said, there is a man-made drainage area that's to the side and to the north of the property, and there's actually wetlands on our property, so we spent a lot of last year with the homeowner association in reviewing the proposed design, which I understand you guys have final say on, and then with the wetlands to develop the property and to revegetate the wetlands on our property. There's a fully developed site plan, landscape plan, which is why Tim had to recuse himself. This was done by Aries. We are proposing another cut off the street. This is an existing privet which will remain. Much of the hedge on this side will remain. This is all being redeveloped per wetlands. And here's the development of the house. So the house sits on this area. It's about 11,000 square feet, and we are on almost 2 acres here of property. Tennis court on this side. This is the package that I sent electronically, basically elevations of the house and renderings. So the house is sort of a very clean line, minimalist trim, modern farmhouse, if you will, or barn, vernacular. The materials are a fiber cement siding for longevity and durability. This is pretty much across from an open area of land, you know, and then the ocean. The materials will be painted, and I'll show you that in the renderings. We have it, the body of the house is all gray painted, and there are some white accents. The windows are dark metal, let's see. So let me walk you through. This is the south elevation that faces Jewel Pond. To the left side, this is what faces to the west. This is the rear elevation. Again, body of the house is all gray, and there are some white accent details. There's sort of a bridge piece here, which you'll see connects to a tennis pavilion, which is sort of an outhouse connected to the house, but separate, which acts as recreational areas since there is no basement in the house, and to the tennis court. This is the garage, and some details. As far as renderings go, we had done these sort of dramatic night images, and then we have some day images, and then I actually have a photograph of an actual house with very similar details and paint colors. As you'll see the renderings, between being renderings and the sun, the grays kind of changed. But the idea is the body of the house is all gray. There is a front porch which has sort of a white accent paint detail to it. And then the connector bridge here, which you can't see behind this landscaping, is also a white element. Here it is in day. These renderings were done at an earlier phase of the landscape architecture, so they're not exactly representative of the landscape plan. We can refer to the landscape plan for the exact species, but conceptually wise, these were early ideas for what the landscaping would look like. From the rear, again, you see the body of the house is gray with white trim, white fascias and rakes, no window trim. This is this connector piece to connect to this tennis pavilion. There is a swimming pool and a pool house on the lot. It's essentially an open trellised area with a small kitchen indoors and a small bathroom indoors and outdoor shower. And there it is in day. And then as far as an image goes of a very similar finished house, this is it. So this is a gray with the dark windows. It is a cedar shingle roof. And you'll see this is the same cement-based product painted, as opposed to a wood product painted, which would look very similar at the end of the day.
Okay.
So that's a quick rundown. If you have any questions I could answer for you, I'd be glad to.
Okay, fine. I am the lead on this area, so what you've designed will fit in, it'll be harmonious with everything that is in that area, including the colors, materials, and the style. So I don't have a problem with it at all. And I appreciate you giving us both day and night renderings on that, because it does help. We've had some issues with some of the houses being lit at night and encroaching on the privacy of neighbors. So that was one of the issues that I looked at with your night rendering. So, okay, Mr. Jankowski, comments?
Good design, Will, and nice presentation. I don't have any
Thank
issues.
you.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. excuse me, Tagliavia?
I have a couple questions, and again, I definitely appreciate the thorough presentation. Tennis courts, are we allowed to light tennis courts at night? I believe the code doesn't allow courts to be lit.
Yeah, I believe if, again, the landscaping was done for our own sake more than actual representation. If I refer to the landscape architect's plans, which did a great job, and there are other lighting on there, there is no lights proposed around the tennis court.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the zoning board gave approval on the connected tennis pavilion. Has that been already approved?
The plans have been reviewed. This is one of the comments the building department has had. There's a few other minor ones we're addressing, but yes, that has been commented on. That's been approved. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, those are my only comments. Other than
Okay.
that, yeah, beautiful design.
Okay. Mr. Burke?
Yeah, no issue.
No issues, okay. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll motion, understanding that there's no lighting on the tennis court.
Okay. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve as submitted with the stipulation that the tennis court will not be lit at night. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 It's passed.
Understood. Thanks
Right.
for having me on Zoom. Have a
Right.
great afternoon, everyone.
Thanks, Will.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Okay, fine. We've got to get Mr. Rump back in because we have a walk-on. And I'll explain why we have this walk-on. It was a project that was over the threshold. It should have been submitted to the board, and it went all the way upstairs to be submitted, to be given as a permit, and then they caught it and sent it back. So we just have to review it. We do not have any digital on this because this should have been done in February, and here we are in May. So that's why I said we were going to bring it on. If anyone on the board objects to not having the digital, then we'll go ahead and I'll show what I can.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Objection.
What's the address? What's the address, Mr. Chairman?
Okay, it's right there. Wait a minute, it's Sandpiper. Let me give you. Okay, 176 Sandpiper Lane LLC, and it's 175 Sandpiper Lane is the address of it in Bridgehampton. Okay, here's the site plan. Would you mind passing it around? Ooh, sorry.
There's a big hedge in front of it, I think.
Yeah. This is the accessory building, non-connected. I'll give you an idea. The materials on this are a mahogany stained dark gray, and it's a standing seam metal roof dark gray. The only comment I have on that is it must be non-reflective. Way of doing it. I don't know if you can see, it only came apart, so.
Yeah, no.
You know,
Yeah.
getting the gist.
Okay, remember it's dark.
Be careful of the microphone.
Yeah. Okay, this is dark gray metal. This is also the mahogany, dark gray,
Vertical?
vertical,
Yep.
vertical siding.
And is the window color,
What?
is the window color stated in that, or no?
Yeah, it's right on the sheet, sorry. I was just made aware of this. It came, this came through this.
Gray gutters, black
Yeah.
aluminum, black exterior hardware, siding material stained dark gray, roofing material dark gray, window type non-mirrored, black.
Yeah. Okay. So it's like, or this is very similar to most of the houses that are going in Sandpiper Lane.
Yeah.
At this point, so I do not see any issue with it, and I recommend approval. Mr. Rump, comments?
I have no other issues.
Okay, Mr. Burke?
No issues, no.
Mr.
No issues or
Jankowski?
comments.
Mr. Tagliavia?
No additional.
No other issues, okay, fine. Do I hear a motion to approve then?
Yeah, I'll motion to approve.
Okay, do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve this project at 175 Sandpiper Lane. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's it. Thank you. That was passed. The only comment, other comment I have before we adjourn is that what I'd like to do is for the ARB to come up with our own way of going digital, totally digital. And I would prefer having members of the board. Now, Mr. Tagliavia has already volunteered to be on it. Anyone else wish to be on it?
Beyond what?
On that little committee, subcommittee, so we can submit it of what we think would be the best way for us to go totally digital.
To go digital, okay.
Anyone? This is open for volunteers. If you,
I can help Mike out, and, yeah, we can, yeah.
I figure now that we have
Electronically
Carrie,
savvy.
we're in the right
you are,
direction.
and you're too busy or okay?
I just think I think we're paddling uphill. So, town board's not gonna give you the resources to do it. So it's not gonna happen.
Well, I'd like to have it in place, that's all.
But we're talking against the wall, as far as I'm concerned. As far as I'm concerned, we're talking against the wall. And I've had a conversation with the building inspector about it, and I was gonna talk to Janice about it, because it just, we've been talking about this for 5 years. And it's not you know, it's not the professionals that we work with, it's the ordinary people of the town don't have the ability to do it. And if the town board and the town's not gonna help the people do it, like setting up a scanning place in the town hall and all of that, you know, I'm not gonna waste my time,
Well,
to tell you the truth.
okay,
All
I've
right?
spoken to some of the council members, and they are, I'm just conceptually giving it to them, and they have agreed. And I said, look, we'll put something together and see, you know, where it goes
You
at
guys
that
can go
point.
right ahead.
Okay,
I'm not gonna waste my time on it.
okay,
to tell you the
fine. Yeah, so, okay, so then it'll be Mr. Taglavia, myself, Mr. Jankowski, and Mr. Burke. We'll put something together, it'll be like a 2 or 3 page. And we have to involve Ms. Meyer on this too, because she will be administrating a lot of this. And hopefully we'll get something that'll work, and it might get pushed ahead, because I think the present system we have down there now isn't working very well. So, that's it. Any other comments before we adjourn?
I won't be here for next meeting.
Okay, you will
I'll be
not
out of
here.
town.
Okay, fine. That's on the 16th.
That's correct.
Okay, fine. Okay, no further business to come before the board. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion has been made to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everyone.